Hello friends, welcome to the Tech Granth. Today we'll talk about the system design for type ahead suggestion, and it's also called Google Autocomplete. And surprisingly, Google claims that the type ahead suggestion that Google provide, it saves like 200 year of typing per day. Yes, you heard it right. It saves 200 years of typing per day. That is what Google claims. So let's look into the system design for this type ahead suggestion. So in this particular design, the functional requirement will be that we will give the top two suggestion, will not go into the complexity. You can just build a system which will give like 10 suggestion like how Google gives. So you can give like 10 suggestion, but here for simplicity of explanation, I am going to take like, we'll give top two suggestion whenever user types some word. And what we are not considering as part of the functional requirement here is that we will not give the suggestion based on any region. Like if someone is searching for a word, like he has typed yo, and the two suggestions that he will get will be the same whether he typed that word from New York or whether he types it from India. So it will not differ based on region, but definitely that is one thing that Google has implemented. It will give the suggestion based on region, but for the simplicity we are not going to consider that. The second thing that what we are not going to consider here is that filtration on the words that we are suggesting. So we are not putting any filtration or any block on word, and this part may not be very tough. Basically we can implement a service which will filter out all these things. If you remember, or if you have watched my video on the system design for YouTube or Netflix, so there we implemented this feature as well. So the same thing can be put here as well. So we'll not discuss in detail about that thing as well. The non-functional requirement, if you see, the most important non-functional requirement here is that the response time. So the latency of this system should be very less, because there is no point suggesting a word if user has already passed that prefix. So if user has typed yo and you are giving a suggestion for word y, that does not make sense. Or if someone has already typed very fast and completed the word that he wants to search, and then you are giving the suggestion for the previous prefix, then it does not make sense at all. So that is why the response time of this will should be really fast. The system should be really scalable, because there will be so many words that you have to add as part of your dictionary. So if you see in the normal English language itself, there are like millions and billions of the word. So you cannot store everything on one system or in a one node or even in a one database. That is why your system should be really scalable, and it has to be available always. Otherwise it does not make much sense or much use to the user. So if you want to come up with a system like Google and you want to save like 200 years of typing per day, then your system must have a fast response time. It should always be available, and it should be really scalable. So let's look into the system that I have tried to design considering all these things in mind. So the first thing is that what data structure that you are going to use for suggesting word. So the best data structure that you should use is a trie data structure. And why you should use trie data structure is because of the way trie stores a data. So it is basically called a prefix tree. So if you see, if you have word like youth, YouTube, year, yell and yarn, so it can be put in a trie in this particular way. So you have youth here, you have YouTube on this path, you have yell here, you have year here, and you have yarn here. So if I am at the node Y, I am at a position that I can suggest whatever is the child of Y, those are the words that can be suggested to the user. So if I am at Y, I can simply go and say that, okay, I can suggest youth, YouTube, year, yell, and yarn to the user. If I have to suggest top two, so for that particular case, maybe I have to come up with some model where I will store the frequency or weight of the word. Like if YouTube is searched most, so when someone types Y, the first suggestion that I will give will be YouTube. The next thing will be ranked among youth, year, yell, and yarn. So if suppose yell is the second most searched word, now this can be based on some algorithm. We'll discuss about it in detail later. So that is how basically if we are at this node, we can give the suggestion for whatever its child is present. Now the benefit of using try here is that you can insert and search any word in a try in an order of L time complexity. The drawback is that you have to store this data structure, so it requires L into N time space complexity, so that much space is required. But since we are considering a very low latency and very fast response time, so we have to have a trade-off here with the space and time. So we'll allow that much extra space and we will work or we'll reduce the time complexity here. So that is why we are going to use try. Now the next thing that will come to your mind is that suppose I have weighted all the word and I know that if Y is typed I have to give the suggestion of YouTube and Yell, but still I have to go and search for this word in this try. So I will start from Y, I will go down searching for YouTube is YOUTUBE in this path. Then I have to go to Yell and then I have to return this back to the user. So this makes me go down on each of my child node and find the word. So can we optimize this part? And the answer is yes. So how we can optimize this is we can store the top ranked word at the node itself. So if at Y I know that the top two words that I have to suggest is Yell and YouTube. So at this level itself, at the node level of Y itself, I will store this detail. I will say that okay, whenever Y is there, Y is typed, you return Yell and YouTube from this node itself. No need to traverse the tree in a downward fashion. Similarly, if someone has typed YO, in that case you return youth and YouTube. So these are the top two words that is present in my try or in my system. So you return this and so on. So similarly, if someone has typed YOUT, so you suggest youth and YouTube again. And someone has typed YE, then you suggest Yell and Here. So that is how you can optimize the optimize all these calls, and rather than traversing and finding the word down the tree, you can just return the value from the node itself. So this is one good way of optimization. Now if you see this, it is nothing but a key value kind of pair, so it will definitely strike that why do we need to store it in the try, and for the faster response maybe we can use a cache, and that is what we are going to do. So the next step of this system design is like I will store the try somewhere and we'll put a cache on top of that storage, and there will be an API which will be the entry point for the prefix. So it will look something like this, and the first point will be this type ahead service. So basically we can put a load balancer here. If you have a service, so we can have a load balancer at this particular path. Sorry, it is not visible. Let me use red ink. Yeah, so somewhere here we can use a load balancer and we can have this type ahead service, which will be a microservice. It can span into like multiple service. So since this has to be really scalable, so all the components that we are going to use should be really scalable. So we'll have a load balancer. From the load balancer, the request will be redirected to the type ahead service. This type ahead service will get the prefix of the word that the user has typed in, and what this type ahead service will do is it will go to this distributed cache. So this can be something like a Redis, and if you want to know how to design a distributed cache, you can go and check the video that I have created on this distributed cache itself. So what the user will do, or what this type ahead service will do is it will go to this distributed cache, and this distributed cache will storage like this. So if the prefix is Y, it will return Yell and YouTube from this cache itself. So that way the response will be even faster. It will be less than even 100 milliseconds. So we will store all these prefix and word here, and what we'll do is we'll store our try in a database, or we can store it in some file system or on a disk also. So for simplicity, let's consider that we are saving this try in a database. Now till this part, the service is scalable, cache is scalable because it is a distributed cache. We are all good. But when it comes to the storage or the database, this can be a little congested, because it can happen that we are building try uh, after every 1 hour or so, or because we need to keep on updating the try based on the search that is going on. So a lot of IO will happen for the updation of try or building of the try. So this part of the system that we are working with currently, it will get congested. It will be a point of failure or single point of failure, or it will increase the response time basically, and the latency can increase. So the next thing that we have to work on is this part of the system that we are going to build. So how we can work this part out is that we can basically use a NoSQL, or maybe in RDBMS also we can use MySQL, and we can cluster that and store all the tries into one of the node of the cluster. So the thing here is that all the try that we are going to get will not have a fixed schema, and also we need to scale it in a very large number of nodes, because these words will keep on increasing. So the good choice here will be a NoSQL database, so that you can get the functionality of scalability, and let's scale it to how many ever nodes that you want. So that is why the next change that we are going to do in this particular design is we are going to replace this database with a cluster, and we are going to put a cluster manager called Zookeeper. So if you have watched my video on TinyURL, you know where we use Zookeeper here. The use of Zookeeper is that it basically manages the configuration of any cluster. So it acts like a cluster manager. So what we can do is we can have a cluster of database here. So this can be a cluster of any NoSQL database, Mongo or Cassandra, or even it can be a normal disk cluster. So it can be a server where we have like 5 nodes, and we store the try in this particular disk. So in this case, what can happen is, like when the service, this type ahead service, it makes a request, and the request that has to be served is not present in our cache. So that request will be routed to Zookeeper, and in Zookeeper what we can do is basically, rather than storing the try on one node, we can distribute the storage of try. So we can store the try on each of these nodes, and we also need to replicate the try into multiple nodes. So same try has to be present on at least 3 nodes. If you know the number of replication factor, or what is the least number of replication that has to be done as part of when you are using a cluster and all. So here we are also considering that we will replicate each try onto 3 nodes. So all these things has to be managed by Zookeeper here, and we will store each of the try on 3 of these nodes. So what happens is that whenever a request comes for a prefix and it is not present in the distributed cache, the request will be routed to Zookeeper. Now Zookeeper will have a knowledge, or it will have a configuration of which try is present on which node. So here it can have a configuration like this, that all the try that starts with A and which ends with B. So here A is inclusive, B is not inclusive, B is exclusive. Those will be present on server with name NA1, NA2, NA3, like that. Similarly, everything that starts with Y and it ends at Z, so all those will be stored at node N1, N2, N3, and everything that starts with Z until the end, maybe this can be a dollar or ZZZ or whatever it is. So all these are present on all these nodes. So what the request will do is, so this type ahead service will make the request. There is a cache miss, so this request will be routed to Zookeeper. From Zookeeper, it will see that these values are present on one of these nodes, so it can be directed to one of these nodes. So maybe it will go to N1 or N2, and there it will find the try. So there we will have the try, and the try will have data something like this. So at each of the node, it will have all the data present, the top data or the top two word that has to be returned for the prefix, it will be present on the try here. So from there, it will return the request back to the service saying that this is the result that is present with me. And while going back, it will also cache that result. It will put it in the distributed cache as well, so that from next time when the request come, it can be served from the cache itself. So that is how Zookeeper is helping us in in making this system really scalable and distributing the try into multiple nodes and managing this. So all these are the headache of Zookeeper. We just need to configure it on the Zookeeper side and let it do its work. So this is how the system for uh, returning the means whenever a prefix is given, the top suggestions, the returning part of the top suggestion works. So the next thing that comes to our mind is that okay, we have all these tries and we have the nodes where the top values are stored. Now how do we build this try and how we will store the top value of this particular try? So that brings us to this diagram where we will have something called a word collector service. So this service will be talking to the browser or to the system which will fetch us the word. Like it can talk to Google and Google will fetch us the word saying that these are the words that has been searched today or in a span of this 1 hour or so. So what this service will do is it will store the word that comes to that has been searched in past 15 minutes or half an hour or so, based on what is the requirement or what is the capacity of the machine that is available for this service. And every 15 minutes or so it will dump all the word that it has got in the span of last 15 minutes or so into a HDFS file system. So when it dumps the word here, it can basically store the word, the timestamp when it came, and yeah, that about it. So it will keep on dumping this data every 15 minutes or so, and on top of this HDFS we can run a Spark streaming service. So this service will have some Spark jobs internally which will run the map reduce job. So it will run on that particular list of word that has been collected by this word collector service, and it will also count the frequency of the word that it has got. Now this service should have some feature like so that it is able to rank the word that we are getting, and the ranking should be based on the word that has been recently searched, most recently searched. Those words should have a higher ranking or it should have higher weight, so that we suggest those words to the user first, and the word that was searched like some time back, so those will have less weight. So that part can be included as part of this Spark streaming service. And once that part is done, then it can basically create the try here. The service can rank all those words and it can create the try as well. And once this try is created, basically the service can be split into two. One will do the ranking part. It is my mistake that I have not split it into two service. So it should be split into two service. One will be having the Spark streaming service, which will rank all the word, add the weight and all those things. And the second will be for construction of the try. So we can have a service here, one more service here, which will construct the try. And once the try is constructed, this will what this guy will do is, once the try is constructed, so once the try is constructed, it will update back the try into the nodes that we have. And once this update is done, this guy can put an event in the distributed queue saying that the try has been updated. And once this event is written into the queue, there is a service for refreshing the cache, because once you have updated your try, the value in the cache also should be updated, because maybe the most recent word that you are searching for, it has changed and you have an older suggestion in the cache. So based on the word that has been updated into all these nodes, a refresh cache service will refresh whatever is there in the distributed cache. And this part of the service where we have to stream, we have to do Spark streaming and we have to build the try again, this should not be very frequent. It should not be like every time a search is made you go and update the try. That will make the system very slow, because when you update the try, that time this try building will, or this node will be blocked when you are writing it. So this has to be done every hour or so, maybe 40 minutes or hour, you can decide that time. That can be a configurable time basically. And once that time period or that schedule is hit, so you can go and update each of these node, so that your try is always updated, and it is updated with the value which is most frequently searched in the recent time or in last 1 hour or so. Like you can think of it like the how the trending service of Twitter and works and all those things. So this is a simple design for that, but you can understand, or you can basically put some more components here, and that component will be to build this try and update this try. And the most important logic and the algorithm that you have to put will be based on the suggestions that you are going to give it to the user. So that way you are building your try, it should be really effective way. And the changes that you can do here is that when you are updating the try, you can update it and distribute it based on the region, so that you can give region based suggestion, but I have not added it like I told initially. So that is how the overall picture of this design will look like. It is not a very tough system design question. The problem that you can encounter while building this system will be related to latency and scalability. So those two things are handled when you use this try design with the distributed cache and distributed storage. And this part of the service is very tricky, where you have to build the try, so that there will be n number of ways which you can come up with, and there can be n number of algorithm which you can use to update your try and basically rank the word or assign the weight to the word and all those things. But in a simple manner, this is the design that I came up with. I hope this was helpful to you. So do like and share the video, subscribe to the channel to get further update. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.